Hey, welcome to the Palm Springs Show. My name is Jacob. On the Palm Springs Show, we showcase Palm Springs in the greater Coachella Valley. Today, we're stopping at the Brandini's Factory in Rancho Mirage. Let's get a tour. So toffee, like when we started the company, it was a 2-pound batch of toffee. I learned how to make toffee from a family friend, and it's simple. It's butter and sugar. You stir it for an hour, and it turns into candy, essentially. Toffee caramelizes. Like right now, it's just past its boil point, and it's starting to caramelize, so that's how you can see it's turning brown. Before this, it was pretty much pure white butter, and from now until over 300 degrees, it will be getting that color essentially. So this machine here, obviously we had to get the batches scaled up a little over time, and this year's, the content in there is 90 pounds, and then once we do chocolate and almonds, it'll become like 130, 140 pounds. But this table here is where that toffee's gonna go. So they take this here's a lift that grabs that batch and dumps it onto the table, and then they can level it out with that tool there. The table has water in it, so we can control the surface temperature. So it starts off as a hot table. It has you can see the lines running through it. So it's hot, you pour the toffee, then you pull cold water, and you can eventually cut it with a pizza cutter, and you pick these slabs up, so they become trays of toffee. And then at a later time, we do chocolate, almonds.
Oh my God.
So chocolate for us is always dark chocolate. It's like a semi-sweet. This is like a 1,500 pound box. And then we melt it. So we know a lot of people confuse our business with making chocolate, and making chocolate's a whole other, you're sourcing cocoa and you're doing the whole extraction process. And that's, like this company here has done it for over 100 years, and they do a great job. So this here's what's super essential when we make toffee is that the chocolate is the right temp, so it bonds to the toffee, so that when we break it, it doesn't pop off. So for us, that temperature is 115 degrees. So it sits at 115 degrees all 24/7. So our big brag of what we pride ourselves on is our texture, not just the flavor, but the crunch of toffee. And a lot of that is how we cook it, the ingredients, the temperature we cook it to, but also then the temperatures when we distribute it. So the only thing that needs to be in here is butter. Everything else here is for quality control. Toffee cools for about an hour, at least an hour, and then it gets broken one piece at a time. We started popcorn several years into the business, but I was doing the COD street fair back then. The guy's like, hey, just take your toffee and coat it over popcorn. Somehow he did this at home and he thought our toffee base would be the best of that combination. And so we started doing the production for that. Now it's like half of our production volume.
Right.
We'll take, we pop our popcorn in-house, so different than chocolate, it's easy to pop popcorn.
Right.
That first machine there is an air popper, and it fills It fills like one of these bins every 5 minutes. And then we use that machine up there. The one that's steaming has a corkscrew and an agitator on the bottom. And so like Pedro, for example, will be up on the little platform and he'll take the kettle of toffee, do a combination of, he'll throw popcorn in, he'll throw toffee in, and then it mixes it magically. It's all hand packed, chocolate's facing up, the pieces are fitting. And then we take, in that process of breaking, the pieces that separate or the crumbs that just aren't worth packing, they're pieces that are too small. Either way, stuff that doesn't make it in the packaging, we chop up, and that's what we put on our ice cream.
This is so delicious. It's one of my favorite ways to cool off in Palm Springs. On a hot day, I swing by Brandini's Toffee, get one of these guys. The vanilla ice cream, the chocolate, the toffee, it blends like nothing I've ever had before. It is my obsession.
It was great to get a tour with Brandon of Brandini's and the factory, just to get to see, first of all, that they've had the same staff for as long as they have. Like, that's just so incredible to me. To see, you know, how it's progressed over time from being two people raising money for a field trip to being this, you know, incredible business where, you know, you can get their stuff at Costco and they're just kind of a local staple. And we're just stoked to have gotten to get the tour. Hey, thanks so much for watching this week's episode of the Palm Springs Show. We want to say thank you to Brandon with Brandini's for giving us such an awesome tour. What a cool place. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do the whole YouTube thing. Thanks so much to my co-producer Heath for making this possible. We'll see you guys next Thursday.